Alright, so we have a horror rom-com mashup that is together. Holy sh... Dave Franco is Tim and Alison Brie is Millie in this body horror rom-com directed by Michael Shanks. Millie gets a new teaching job in the countryside, so her and her boyfriend Tim move out of the big city. Tim's a failed artist, and because of that, his insecurities are extremely high. He doesn't have a job, and now he's leaving everything and everyone he knows to move to somewhere he has absolutely nothing lined up for himself. Which is extremely important because that gets highlighted quite a few times within this film. After the move, the two of them decide to go on a hike, and in classic fashion, they stumble across this place that is very eerie. And as the film progresses, what was a struggling relationship is now being turned into a struggle of codependency. I actually really enjoy this. The acting, the emotion, the chemistry between Franco and Brie were great. Like, I was able to lock into their relationship and feel the struggles that both of them had. And it's not just me, the other people in the audience also felt that energy as well. A lot of the times in horror films, I really just want to be creeped out or disturbed and don't necessarily care too much about the plot, because a lot of horror films don't really care too much about the plot. Together was packaged and unpackaged beautifully well. It was almost like the relationship was a reflection of the audience's relationships, past or present, because as I was saying, everyone felt the fights, the tense moments, and the love. And I think that really speaks a lot of volumes. There was one scene in particular where Tim and Millie had a guest over and they were sitting and just talking, and slowly the talking ended up being them just exposing each other's dirty laundry. You're like, damn, this is quite the dysfunctional relationship, and y'all have a lot that you guys need to discuss. But anyways, the dark, dry humor and sarcasm was extremely entertaining, and it played very well to everything I was saying prior. I think more than anything else, those moments were the best moments of this film, and a lot of that was delivered by Dave Franco. But let's talk horror. More specifically, let's talk body horror. And quite honestly, I was slightly disappointed and underwhelmed with the body horror that was in this film. There were a couple of scenes I wish that they dove into and played with more to really capture the essence. But now that I'm thinking about it, and as I'm saying it, I'm kind of just like, wow, maybe I'm the problem and maybe I'm just a sicko. Maybe. I think so. However, there were decent jump scares. One was a visual scare and one was an auditorial scare. So I really appreciated the fact that they wanted to focus on two different senses to stimulate, as opposed to wanting to stimulate all the senses at once to try to get as much scare as possible. Because at the end of the day, a lot of the times when that happens, it doesn't work out. This has honestly been a really good year for movies, and more importantly, because this is a horror film, this has been a really good year for horror films. I think Together was formulated and delivered in such a way that truly speaks to human nature, and I think this movie opens the door to a lot of conversations that couples should have about roles and expectations and boundaries. This is a date movie, and maybe that's why they didn't go too much into the body horror. I know I'm talking about it a lot. I'm a sicko that way, but let me be. And overall, I thought Together was a fun time. Again, it could be because I'm a sicko, maybe that's why I wanted more body horror. But I'm curious, have you seen it? And if you have, what did you think? Let's get the conversations rolling, and yeah, that's about it.